I've been working at the nursery for a month, bringing home a little money. I'm independent. I get in at 7:30. Almost all of us live nearby, workers, agronomists, salespeople, the boss, his family, everyone. The hours fly by when you learn outdoors or in the greenhouse with cuttings. You cut a piece from the plant, remove the lower leaves and stick it in the soil. Then sit back and wait. Being a plant is cool. All you have to do is grow, like my nephew, who a month ago couldn't walk. Now make him stand still. He'd have a blast, the little monster, messing around in the dirt. Fertile soil, bro. In Pistoia, lots of water and a plant-friendly climate. One day, I stuck my nose in to smell the earth. Done. Simple. All that's missing is the noise of the plants. I watered them, turned the pillow. Are you hungry, thirsty, cold? Quiet. But they're always up to something, like my nephew who hid in the back of the closet the other day. On Sunday, I take him to the beach to dig holes in the sand. Come on, little dwarf, shovel and rake like uncle. I get off work in the afternoon. I have time for friends and Laura, who keeps telling me, "You're capable of working in silence, you?" But silence is the usual trick. And besides, co-workers are okay, we chat, nice people. The first day, they say to me, "Look at those trees, they're your age." I turn around and look at them. They were thin, so serious, it was shocking. And I also discovered some old ones, very old. Who knows how long they've been living here, and where will I be at their age? Everyone asked me, happy to be back home? Doctorates, master's degrees, research projects abroad, collaborations, publications, awards. And I reassured them, very happy. The right answer, but I felt hypocritical because I missed too many things from all the years far from these Pistoia hills, in other lands where I lived and loved different people, unfamiliar landscapes, unconceivable flavors. That pungent smell of the northern seas. Blue tears of nostalgia welled up in my eyes, but I had come home. A researcher and leading expert in virtuous production cycles, natural fertilizers, phytoremediation, a specialist in gene silencing. It seems like the superpower of a saga hero, a plant being asleep in the thick of the forest, who takes the form of a gentle, woody giant and who in the final scene annihilates the very nasty pathogens. No magical forests here, only real projects, mappings of greenhouses, nurseries, and the experimental nursery, long rows of super gifted, world-class plants that pump as much oxygen as possible and reduce nitrogen beyond any known standard. Without added chemicals, they march united against stress, degradation, death, young sailors in an orderly navigation toward zero impact, toward the island that exists. I can already see it in my maps. I will remain on guard, tireless and faithful like science. Happy like this. I, a doctor, am hailing myself. Last night, I dreamed of Europe. It was beautiful. Not even the notes on the new Metropolitan Park under the formula minus star plus vegetation equal Metropolitan Park. Less concrete, more climate regulation, soil conservation, biodiversity, mental well-being, sociality, active life, breeding, etc., etc. Other visions, rivers of chlorophyll, pollinating insects, gnomes, drones, all snooping, circles of shrubs emitting bubbles from the blossoming hills, geometries of woods, geometries of hedges, mazes, etc., silvery pools, aquatic plants, flames of drapes and purple hedges, open air, an art gallery of sumptuous trees. Should I simplify? A rose is a rose is a rose. Easy to say. Note in your notes that Jupiter kidnaps Europe by deception. In the furious wind, she clings to the beast's horn so as not to fall. They surf the waves, leaving Rose and Cyprus on the right, the Nile on the left. They arrive in Crete and who knows where. I surf too among the nurseries, there back, forward, backwards, Tuscany, Europe, Tuscany. If you like, the new Metropolitan Park is Europe's new dress, a Phoenician princess disheveled and worn by the journey, not in your notes. Or rather, Daphne, world champion of metamorphosis, a deep numbness pervade her limbs. Her soft chest is rubbed with thin fibers. Her hair grows into fronds, her arms into branches, because it is possible to be a plant, as was to be demonstrated. I, however, will include at least one vegetalized male, Cyparissus, and colonnades, porticos, and peristyles of Tuscan cypresses a trademark. Cyparissus, transformed into Cupressus sempervirens, to eternally honor the sacred deer. And tears of resin flow, not in nose. 5 o'clock, meeting for the final round of drafts. Dissatisfied as always, photos, product descriptions, prices, perfect. But I have to explain, talk about research, innovation, safety choices, water saving, experimental nurseries, recycled and to be recycled pots made with company and city waste, the roles of workers from Pistoia, Italy and abroad. I have to talk about certain production processes that can last a decade, like conceiving a child. Even the walls of forklifts, the baskets, the trucks loaded with plants that go away forever. Tell our story in the former marshland, now extremely fertile. Since the 19th century, we have been growing fruit trees, but Florence demands ornamental plants, and the new capital of Italy must be satisfied. We produce and produce, until in the 60s and the 70s, the pot is the revolution. Plants can travel at any time of the year. I, on the other hand, have always stayed here. As a child, I flew on my bicycle hands-free down into the countryside, with my cousins open-mouthed. I listened to the women's stories, scary, nocturnal fairy tales. Only during the day did the man's hands emerge, large, skilled, earthy. In the field, my grandfather would take up his knife and begin the story of grafting. I followed the insertion of the scion into the uncovered plant. There was so much light. I felt a kind of excitement, because I understood that after all it was a wedding, and that before my mischievous boy's eyes, a long wedding night was beginning. I showed with respect, faced with the elder's excitement for the new life that was being born. That plant, and I didn't know it yet, would be me. A walk in nature. Is that supposed to make me a better person? As if beauty and health were enough. Look closely. Not even one plant is the same as another. So, I too am a unique sapiens, and my civilization is a repeated waste of time. Billions of unhappy people, People's bombing other people's, rulers good only for wallowing in social media, while stupid meteorites orbit above their and our thinking heads. As for the rest, Joe exercises, chattering about justice and dignity of refugees, prisoners, terminally ill patients, with a measured emotion included in the package, that gentle squeeze of the earth that lasts half a minute and then it's all over. Who will repair the damage of living? And yet, I was the happy child who planted seeds in cotton wool and still has in my nostrils the smell of pine nuts in the sand after the downpour. How melancholy in May for the first solitary poppies sprouting from the tracks. And the roses? Too perfect. I could have sworn I could only dream of them, like the leaves of the medlar tree, majestically juicing the rain, the tangles of blackberries in the ditch, the orchestral score of the broadleaf trees. Emotions, certainly. Vague memories, a garden, a park, a forest. And yet today I know. Centuries of myths, religions and fashions, but science doesn't lie. The plant being feels, remembers, communicates. Almost all biomass is plant. Tiny, the strangest sprout under the sun is me.